Good morning, bad morning, whatever you're having. My name is Lou, and although Disney has successfully showed us that all the merit and creativity they had has been thrown out back and left to rot, Sony Pictures Animation has become an unlikely hero, showing them exactly how it's done. From the Spider-Verse films to K-pop Demon Hunters to Mitchell's vs. the Machines, Sony's innovation should be commended for constantly bringing animation to the big screen. And yes, that includes that of the 2D dog sack variety. Fixed and K-pop Demon Hunters, two very different films with very different reactions, and yet somehow they managed to emerge from the same company in the same godforsaken year. One's been critically acclaimed, made its rounds on the internet, took the world by storm. The other just kind of appeared one day. Is it a case of judging a book by its cover, or do critics have it right on this one? Today, I'd like you to bear with me as I discuss a tale of two Sony animated movies currently on Netflix, the one you probably want to hear me talk about and the one you probably couldn't make it through. Let's start with the fan favorite.
It's 4th of July. I'm ready to pop these firecrackers. Don't pop them on me. What the police say?
The police right there.
So, I can't exactly talk too much about Fixed because, well, balls. So I'm going to try and make this as succinct as possible without getting too graphic. I can definitely understand why Fixed turns some people off. The premise of a dog who learns he's going to be neutered could make you cross your legs awkwardly just thinking about it. The trailer was absolutely atrocious, showcasing only the grossest parts of the movie and not suggesting that it had substance or even a story beyond this dog and his balls. Luckily, if you actually sit down to watch the movie, you might actually find some enjoyment out of it. Let's talk about the positives first. The animation is expressive, sharp, and fluid. I like how unique it feels compared to most of the 2D animation we've seen this century. You're not getting penguins dancing with Mary Poppins here, or anything Disney Renaissance-like, but you're also not getting a deceptively 3D picture like Klaus. You're getting full-blown Looney Tunes balance in terms of characters moving and interacting with their world. One scene that definitely stood out to me was when the cats were trying to, according to Rocco,
mind fuck us.
Super eerie, creepy, and altogether ooky, but you couldn't look away. A visual paradox that enchants you with its bizarreness. Some of the characters were charming. Rocco, Lucky, and Fetch, though underdeveloped, were a welcome supportive crew for Bull. They offered a surprisingly macho but not toxic masculine energy to the film that distracted from its main character. Trust me, we'll get to him. Ironically, even though Sterling was meant to be the antagonist, I found him to be the funniest character in the film. Perhaps this was because his character was an over-the-top, one-note villainous force, or Beck Bennett's vocal performance. Okay, it was definitely Bennett's performance, but he definitely left far more of an impression. Okay, let's get into the real meat of the story. No pun intended. Also spoilers. I had a lot of trouble caring about Bull or his member. He's exactly what I feared he was. Just a walking, talking dog balls joke. Honey is a completely forgettable love interest, especially since she apparently thinks Bull owes her commitment even though they're not even in a relationship. Just so the film could force the misunderstanding trope that we all love and adore so much. Just want to hug it. I want to squeeze it until it dies. The film tries to be emotional, tries to give Bull, Lucky, and others around him an arc, but I just didn't feel like it was really earned. The film spent a large amount of time, quite literally, dicking around, and then it says, oh wait, no, we actually have something to say, cry for us, only to just dick around again. No, Fix, you didn't really have anything to say, you just wanted to watch dogs back on each other. That would be absolutely fine if this aforementioned macking was funny. But the dialogue is as weak as off-brand breakfast cereal. The jokes rarely land, and I think that's in large part because there's not really jokes. The characters just kind of say or do random stuff and expect you to laugh. And without a setup and punchline, it results in radio silence. This type of humor works in something like Smiling Friends. Yes, I know, very nonconformist of me, but hear me out, where the randomness connects to what is currently happening, which makes it really entertaining. Same with Adventure Time or The Amazing World of Gumball. Fixed has neither the clever writing of Gumball nor the creativity of Adventure Time or Smiling Friends, which makes it a really tedious experience. Sorry. When it comes to a sex comedy, there's a very fine line you have to straddle between absurdly funny and obnoxious, and Fix has no balance. The joke cannot just be sex, 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 nor can that be the punchline to every joke. There should, at the very least, be a variety of comedy that connects back to it. Fix doesn't have this variety. All the characters are largely defined by their sexual proclivities or a gag that was never humorous to begin with. This again makes for a pretty snore-worthy viewing. It's truly a shame. I really wanted to come on here and say, Fix is an underrated masterpiece that was totally overshadowed by K-pop Demon Hunters, and if you were going to do anything else with your day, this is the one thing you should subject your ears and eyes to, but I just can't do it. Listen, even for the 2 people watching this video, hey big bro, I owe it to you to be honest, and the truth is, Fixed is at best average and at worst forgettable. The film had the opportunity of a lifetime to bring 2D movies back into people's minds and generate interest in traditional animation again, but instead it totally stumbled. I just hope that this film hasn't killed 2D in its tracks. There are so many innovative movies that we could have and have gotten that are in 2D, and they deserve a chance to, generate interest in 2D again and bring it back to mainstream.
Yeah, get into it!
K-pop Demon Hunters is every bit the masterpiece people say it is. Yeah, I don't really have much to add to the conversation. This is a great movie, and Sony should be very proud of themselves and their work. But if you do care at all what I think of this film, I shall carry on. Just for you. K-pop Demon Hunters follows a trio of K-pop singers known as Huntrix, who moonlight as demon hunters who use their music to seal a barrier that keeps demons from reaching their world and stealing the souls of innocents. So, totally Spies, but with demons. And it is just as animated, poppy, and saturated as the reboot should have been. I don't even need to talk about the animation. It's beautiful. Bright and cheery, dark and moody, clear as day. It's gorgeous. And though it's a no-brainer to praise major animation studios for having great animation in their movies, Sony stylizing animation and added details, like the silly faces, that elevates it from Disney's same face syndrome. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe are delights to watch. Silly and bouncy, yet complex and emotional. The animators strayed away from making them girl boss cliches and or stoic face badasses and allowed them to be real people. Mira has been looking for love and family in this group since she never received it from her own. Zoe has been caught between 2 worlds and wants to find her purpose. Rumi has been pressured to be perfect and naturally freaks out when she starts to see cracks, or in this case, patterns. These are real conflicts that aren't painted as good for the protagonists because they're women. They aren't taught that anger is good or that embodying masculine traits is the way to success. They actually have to overcome these emotional roadblocks in order to become better friends and therefore better people. Disney. I'm sorry guys, this just turned into a Disney roasting session. Not only that, they are goofy. They scream, they stomp around, they make weird faces. This is what actual women do. This is what actual female friends do. And this movie captured that in a vacuum. The experience of living as a female and all the hot guys with searing abs that come with it. The songs are glorious. You might not become completely obsessed with them on the first watch, but all it takes is a second listen and you'll be all Beyonce and deja vu. How it's done does not get enough love. It's the perfect opening to this film. A good chunk of the songs, besides Soda Pop, carry heavy connotations in terms of story and character behind them. So How It's Done just being the sassy, in-your-face anthem that grinds into your ear with its instrumental makes for a song that immediately gets you on your feet. Yeah, Takedown and all that is great, but I gotta go with the opening number here. Soda Pop is the same. A deceptively happy, cute number. As Rumi would put it, annoyingly catchy. Golden, Free, and What It Sounds Like are beautiful. Personally, if I had to take one of these, I'd go with What It Sounds Like. But they all have their merits. Golden is about finding your place in a world that tries to put you in a box. Free, while nice, is kind of reminiscent of the obligatory love song, which is what It Sounds Like already does. Speaking of which, I can't praise What It Sounds Like enough. It is truly wonderful when films celebrate platonic love, especially between female friends, which very often are neglected in favor of romance. So the fact that the film shows and props it up as the real love story of the film deserves a round of applause. Is this film perfect? In my eyes, yes. In reality, not really. Just like a mom, I can criticize it. The pacing is a bit too rapid. It definitely gave the scenes that needed to hit the hardest time to breathe, thankfully, but we jump from here to there. I heard the film was going to originally be 3 hours with way more songs, but Netflix made them cut it down. Oh, Netflix. Even when you have something good, you still have to fumble. Those execs are probably kicking themselves right now. Jinwoo and Rumi's romance could have used more time. I sympathize with Jinwoo after learning Weema was supposedly holding him hostage with his mistakes, but learning he deceived Rumi made all that sympathy go out the window. And in all honesty, I could tell from the moment he was talking that he was lying. I told my friend when I was watching it, I don't believe a word that's coming out of his mouth. I smell something. I smell a rat. Fishy. And guess what? I was right. This made his death much less emotional than it probably should have been. I feel that the correct reaction was not something along the lines of good riddance, but that's what left my mouth during that scene. I was more distressed when I found out my sister ate my takeout. But overall, I highly recommend K-pop Demon Hunters. It is absolutely worth your time, even if you're not into this genre of K-pop at all. And I can understand why you might be turned off by it. The fans are kind of nuts, but this is worth your time. This movie isn't just golden, it's platinum. Thank you very much, very much for watching this video. You are blessed, you are appreciated, and I can guarantee you I won't disappear for however long I disappeared last time. Wasn't it 5 months? Anyway, no need to reminisce on past mistakes. Stay tuned for 2 new videos coming out on nostalgic movies you may or may not have watched as a kid. Until then, okay, thanks, bye.